Hey there, folks. Sorry about that. I had that phone call and I had to, because my OBS is a new install, I did not set it correctly where I could pause the video recording, so I had to end it. And I took that time to go ahead and feed Lilo also and get my other stuff ready here that I need. I mean, if you want to see, I have a lot of my other stuff here ready. He sent me capacitors that he wants me to use because he wants me to use the old style, but I mean, actually polymer. So those are there, and I got all my other stuff also ready that I need to finish putting this together. Got all the sockets out and so forth. So I'm going to continue with this board now. Let's do the last three things that are SMD, which are, well, let's do the three fuses. Since I have them out, let's switch here to scope and bench cam. One fuse right here. Oh, I need to. Okay. Okay. Once one is done, let's get this other one. I need to take a day to clean my bench and clean all my tools and everything. Everything is sticky. And that comes from the flux. Okay, so fuses are on. I think next I'm going to work on these caps because I can go ahead and do this crystal also. It goes right there. There's no polarity on this. All right, I need 10 caps. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, he's got two extras. I got to remember that these are line is negative. I'll come back and get the other side. Okay, these are going back on. All right, and the last two, I have not put down flux yet. Okay, so those are all on the negative side. So now let's go and all right, and I got the one microfarad I need to put on, but he said I can use a tantalum for that. But let me see. I may have. It fell there. That much. I found you. You bounced pretty far. All right, here we go. Now this one is lying positive. Okay. All of those are on. Let's get this one other crystal in front. It goes up here. Okay. All right, let's do a CPU socket. Now I'm just gonna tack that in. So that goes right there. But for now, I'm just gonna solder two corners just to hold it. Okay, so that's being held. Sockets. And let's start getting in some of these sockets. Where are the two for the audio? The two smaller ones. Here they are. Now, basically, what I do, I'm gonna switch cameras for this because this is more of this type of work, so you can see what I'm doing. I just basically put them in, and then I bent opposite corner legs. So these are the two for the video RAM. Okay, we can do some of these for these Born resistor packs. Although these Borns, really the orientation of the chip going in doesn't matter because all four pin 1, 10, 11, and 20 are all ground. So you can put in the chip either direction. ROM, video ROM. So I got quite a lot of things I need to salvage from the old board. All of the through hole stuff. Well, not all, but I do have quite a few that I still need to pull off. The main crystal I need to pull off, the ADB ports, the two serial ports, the DB, the SCSI port, the floppy port. I do have new, but I want to salvage. I want to reuse what I can. Keep the cost down. Okay. All right, so those are all the sockets. I have those ready. I can solder those in. We're coming along because after that I have, not these, I have these items here that I need to put on. Internal SCSI and floppy don't go on till later. Audio jack I have to put on, power jack I have to put on, and the speaker connector. So we are now going to start soldering. So now the good thing is that the board is laying flat. So it's pushing on all the sockets. So I can very quickly, with it like this, I can very easily I'm gonna try to zoom this out a little bit so you can see more. And let me try to adjust this so, okay. Remember this socket on the last one, I forgot it, and I was like, why is my ADB not working? All right, we'll tackle CPU later. Let's get these audio connectors. Okay, these I gotta push in. I don't know why they're sitting lower. Okay. How's my percentage? 45%, 103 temp. They're running good. That little machine is, the fan's going like crazy, but at least she's stable. And now I have pause. I'm so sorry about that with earlier. All right, I got one more. Well, let's go ahead and get that one out of the way. The internal SCSI and floppy are two of the last ports I put in, just in case if I gotta move some chips out of the way, replace some chips. So we're not gonna put those in till the end. Once I finish these two SE30s, I got some CIs to do for someone. So you'll see me working on my new blue 2 CI boards. that have a very special new change done to those boards. I'm using a 0.08 solder here, and I kind of like it more. Is it 0.08 or is it 0.8? Mm. Okay. Last two sockets, then come the CPU. So we're gonna be able to test this tonight? Maybe. Okay. I think that's all the sockets. Let's check. Except for the CPU. Okay, yeah. All right, we're gonna tackle the CPU next now. Now you may not be able to see some of it. Well, I can disable this. Okay. I need to get a USB 3.1 hub or 3 extender hub for need to have all of these USB ports on the 3. Anyway, what I like about the thicker solder is that it takes a lot less. I have to push a lot less on to do the same amount as I was doing with a 6. Let's see, I just have to do a little tap. So I don't have to adjust it in my hand as often. See that? Before with the 6, it was like I used to have to burn through a lot more. That was in my fingers, and I spent more time adjusting the solder in my hand than I did soldering. Okay, that's all those sockets are on. Okay, what can I do next? I need to take some stuff off of the other board. Um, I'm doing the audio jack now. Oh, this is the speaker connector. Okay, that's on. Um, I have stuff I need to take off the other board, but what I can keep on soldering on right now are the other sockets that I need, like the ROM and the SIM, well, the ROM and the RAM. So let me get those. Okay. All right, ROM socket. And now I'm just gonna tack this down again by just doing some corners. Then heat them back up and push it in, make sure it's sitting nice and flush and straight. Okay. All right, let's do two RAM. I'm only gonna put in 4 RAM right now because that's all I need for me to test. God, I can't say that. I can't believe I'm already saying test. So right now I'm just tacking them and then I'll come back and solder them all at one shot. Uh-oh. Then I got some bent leg. No. Oh, headed in the wrong way. The wrong direction. The holes are keyed, so you can't really mess it up. Uh-oh, what's wrong with that? Okay. I could tell right away something was wrong. Look. You see that? What just fell? No, nothing. Okay. All right. Now it's come through. Okay. Lilo's in here telling me, it's my bedtime soon. Not not this early, Lilo. I got work here to do today. Okay, I'm trying to zoom out as far as I can so that I can solder all these at one shot. Well, and it's to give you a better view. Sorry, I'm not talking here. I'm just focused on doing this, folks. I don't have much new news. I'm just trying to get a lot of these boards done and out before Christmas. I didn't believe it to the stores. I mean, I have so much stuff on order because the store stuff just sell out so fast. The Mega ROM 16, guys, I mean, I have a bunch of those. I mean, um, surprised they're not moving. Well, some are selling. I mean, I am selling them, but they're just not going out as quick as I thought they would. These are the newer ones that have the buffering. Um, a fault that Zigzag Joe found in the original ROM from way back when it was originally designed to that it needed some buffering, and these new ones have that. Plus, they're 16 megs now, so you have different banks. You have a switch on there that you can switch, so you can have two images on it. You can have high 8, low 8. You can have a 8 megabyte image and then two fours if you want, or you can have four actually fours. Well, no, you can't do four fours. You have to have at least one 8 megabyte image. And we have our own ROMs, our own ROM images coming. We've got a lot already for the LCs and the Quadras and that, so that's our own version. It's on the store site, and you can download those free. Okay, so all sockets are in that I'm going to put in now. Um, let's show you where we're at. Okay, so this is where we're at with the board. What is this thing down here? How did my tacky blue stuff fall? Oh, that's what fell on the ground. I felt something hit me in my lap, and all right. So I don't need anything else here. I need to solder this on. There goes there. Oh, I got a problem. I don't have any of these capacitors. I don't have any. I may have to use the old one. They don't go bad too often, so I'm not too worried. But I have them on order. They just shipped from Mauser, so they'll arrive in Miami, my forwarder, on Monday. And hopefully by end of the week, I have them. Oh, no, that's not. This is the board. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these things off of this old board off camera, because it's just a lot of hot air, and with that blowing constantly. CPU I need to take out. So what do I have? See, so I got a lot already on here. What I need to take out is I need to take out these three. I need to take out these two, this, and I need to take out everything back here. The two ADB, the floppy, the SCSI, the two serials. The audio, I have a new one. because I don't like taking those off because they melt. They melt very quick. The plastic is very soft. So anyway, so I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna take these off camera. I'm gonna take them off camera, and then I'll be back. All right, folks. I've come back on this board. I finished most of my soldering where I can test it, and I have memory in. I have ROM in. Um, I I've been doing some testing already. I know what's happening with it, but I seem to have a problem with the RTC chip. Um, so because you see when I get my chime here, I get my screen. You see, it's gonna come up, and it's already booting up. You see, so I'm getting that with my RTC recreation, but when I use the original RTC, still get my chime and everything, and I get my screen, but it's not going to want to boot up with SCSI. Okay, it might, but most of the time it won't. Okay, and that's the RTC issue. Okay, now it could also be the one or both of these diodes here, and I'm gonna switch those, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm tired. Oh yeah, you see, this time this time it is booting. Maybe the RTC wasn't sitting in good. Let's see. Let's unplug it and try again. So let's see what happens. In the meantime, let me let the dog in. See, I don't think it's gonna boot this time. Oh, it is. Okay. Maybe the RTC wasn't setting in good. I mean, it could very well be that. So I need to let Marco know that his first board is working. Yeah, yeah, I get it again. Maybe the RTC just wasn't in good. So let me try our ROM. This is this is the Mega ROM 16, like I told you about. It's got 16 megs and it's got dip switches on it here that you can select. Right now it's in low 8. Low 8 is the KMAC custom ROM. It skips the memory test and that, but it goes. And it does some other things that are kind of neat in the background. And let's see, we should get our splash screen here. There. Now you can press R to boot the ROM image or R8 to boot it into an actually RAM, into a RAM actually drive. But this is our own custom ROM with our own custom image. Boot image has got some utilities and that on it. So, and in the high 8, it comes with the current Big Mesa Wires standard ROM with our own image, with our own boot image, our own 7.1 boot image. Well, sorry, 608. This is 7.1. So anyway, this board is practically working. I guess maybe the RTC just wasn't seated right. So there we go. So Marco, your board is up and working. It's I do need to finish some soldering work on it. So if we take a look at the board now, I'm gonna take these things off of here. Uh, Okay, so what else do we still have left to do? I need to put in the bracket. I need to put in the other ADB. I need to put in SCSI and serial in floppy internal, but I want to test. I want to test serial first with the SE30 step. I'm using the old caps here, okay, because I don't have this one in new, the 470. I do have the 220. So, and I need to put in the other 4 memory and the PDS slot. So, pretty much this board is almost at the end. So, I'm probably not going to do any more video on this board here because it's pretty much done. And I got to put in the battery holder. So, but yeah, so Marcus number 1 is done. Well, just about done. So, but I'm going to call it quits for this video. I'm tired. It is almost 11 p.m. here. And then I have to do another one for him, and I want to do that tomorrow and actually get that done so that I can then finish his boards and get them to him and send them back. So anyway, thanks folks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and you're seeing anything nice that you learned or want to comment on, please let me know. And if you're not a sub, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you wish for me, please. And we'll see you on the next one. All right, thank you folks. Bye bye.